Welcome back to Opinion Journal. I'm Mary Kissel. There are conflicting reports in these last hours of whether or not NSA leaker Edward Snowden has accepted Venezuela's offer of asylum. But one thing is for sure, Caracas sure thinks it's in their country's interest to take him in. Why? America's columnist Mary Anastasia O'Grady joins me now. Mary, is there any clarity from your sources of where Snowden is and whether or not he's on his way to Caracas?
No, I think most people are assuming he's in the transit lounge in Moscow and waiting to get the paperwork together to leave. He has 3 offers from Latin America, one from Central America, our friend Daniel Ortega in Nicaragua, the old Sandinista. He has an offer from Bolivia, from Evo Morales, and as you say, he has this offer from Venezuela. So he gets to choose which of those 3 countries he would like to live in, I suppose, where he's going to get the best Cuban military protection
that Cuba has to offer.
That will probably have something to do with where he decides to go.
I could see why it would be in these countries' interest to have him there to get the intelligence that he has, but does Venezuela and Maduro have other domestic reasons for wanting Snowden on Venezuelan soil?
Well, Nicolas Maduro, the president now, has a couple of problems. One of them is that the Venezuelan economy is in really bad shape, particularly the currency. It's grossly overvalued at this point. The official rate 6.3, and it's trading somewhere around 35 to the dollar. So, you know, the fear is that they're going to have a very large devaluation, which of course will be very destabilizing. And as dictators like to do, and we've seen this over the decades, oftentimes they will try to find some issue that will unite the population from a nationalism perspective. And I think that there's a lot of that going on here. Now, the other thing is that Maduro also has interest in showing Iran and Russia and China and the other countries that are aligned with Venezuela in South America that he's as strong and as much of a man as Hugo Chavez, who, as you know, died earlier this year.
Does he also have an interest in sending a strong message to the Obama administration, the same message to say that, you can't, really play around with me, that I'm going to hold firm and continue those alliances?
Well, I think it's one and the same.
Yeah.
It's that he could either, there are 2 paths he could take, right? One is he could become more pragmatic in managing the economy, but that would mean that he would have to take some of the goodies away from the Venezuelan military, which is very important to him remaining in power. And the other is to harden the stance and really lock down. The thing that's really interesting about this, ironic if you will, is that Venezuela is a place where there's almost no free press anymore, and it's also a place where the government spies on citizens. So it's funny that he's making solidarity with Snowden, or that Snowden is making solidarity with him.
A little bit of hypocrisy goes a long way. America's columnist Mary Anastasia O'Grady, thank you so much for being on the show.